Welcome to the Pampered Thoughts podcast, where we are inspiring and encouraging women to love themselves as they are without shame or guilt, focusing on topics such as self-love, marriage and family, balance in life and business, and all things woman. Every week, we'll share inspirational topics that focus on helping you to overcome your struggles and limitations with lack of identity, low self-esteem, self-love, confidence, and so much more. I'm your host, Veronica, a wife, mom, speaker, entrepreneur, and more importantly, a daughter of the King. Hey, y'all. Welcome to today's episode of the Pampered Thoughts podcast. I am your host, Veronica, and I am so excited that you all are here today. If you are new to the Pampered Thoughts podcast, welcome. If you've been coming every Thursday and you've been listening to me encourage and inspire and empower, thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Even those that are new, I pray that you do stay a while and that you join into the Pampered Thoughts family as well. Today, I really wanted to come and encourage and inspire and really help those of you who are dealing with being overwhelmed. For those of you who are being overwhelmed, you may have so many things going on in your life right now, so many burdens, so many responsibilities that you have to tend to, and it can get overwhelming. One thing I found is that in this time, in this season, there's a lot that's going on, and people are trying to get jobs back again. People are still jobless. People are still having relationship issues, career issues, business issues. There's a lot that's going on nowadays. And one thing in particular that I actually want to talk about today is when the Father or when God is pulling you out of your comfort zone. Sometimes that can get a little bit overwhelming. And so I want to talk because this week I found myself being challenged to push and to move out of my comfort zone. And it was getting a little overwhelming for me. So I know that if normally when I go through something, it's because I have to share the message because somebody else is going through it. I wanted to encourage you all because I want to give you 4 tips that have helped me this week, that's still helping me this week, and I want them to be able to help you as well. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you have flood waters just overshadowing you, you have all these responsibilities that's overtaking you, you feel like there's a burden that's just holding you down, let me let you know today to be encouraged. Let me let you know today that you will come out, you will rise to the top, you will come from under whatever is overwhelming you today. And I want to show you how to do that. Like what you've heard so far? Great. Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the show. So when we think about the word overwhelm means to overcome completely in mind and feeling. And on the Pampered Thoughts podcast, we deal strictly with giving extreme care and attention to your mind, your body, and your soul. I want you to know that because you may feel overwhelmed right now, because you may feel completely overcome in your mind and in your feelings, you can come out of that. And I want to share with you these tips. The first one is to just breathe. I want you to stop. If you're driving, do not stop. Do not close your eyes. But I want you to find a place that you can go to in a private area and just take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever time that you can find to get away. Even if you have to go to the bathroom, if you have to lock yourself in your closet, if you have to go outside into the back shed, or if you have to go into the laundry room, wherever you can find to take just 5 minutes or 10 minutes, take that time to just breathe. I want you to take, even right now, if you're able to and you're listening to my voice, just take 1 second to breathe in through your nose. Hold it for 5 seconds. And breathe out slowly through your mouth. Do that at least 5 times. That'll help you to be able to kind of gather yourself, and it'll help you to be able to focus, to feel a sense of peace or a sense of calm that will help you to move into handling whatever it is that's overwhelming you, which leads me into my second tip, which is get to the root of what's overwhelming you. Find out what's causing you to be overcome, what's overtaking your mind. I found for me this week, with the Father taking me out of my comfort zone, He's pushing me further into marketing myself and exposing myself, just really promoting myself as a coach, as a mentor, as an inspirational speaker. And I'm one who likes to be in the background. I can do my podcast because all I have to do is speak to you. I don't have to present myself in any way other than who I am. But to be in the background is the thing for me. But He's pushing me in more and more into the foreground. And that's a challenge for me because I don't like to be in the spotlight. You have some who like to be in the spotlight. They're good with being in the spotlight. They want to be the center of attention. That is not me. And I found that because He was starting to challenge me with doing some things and putting myself out there, that I began to get a little overwhelmed. I began to just have all kinds of feelings, all kinds of thoughts, and I had to get to the root of what was happening. And so you may be in a place where God is pulling you out of your comfort zone. He may be trying to pull you out into the forefront. You might be like me and you like to be in the background, but He's pulling you out into the forefront because you have a voice that people need to hear. Or He may be pushing you to get that promotion on your job, and He may be pulling you out of your comfort zone for you to be more of a wife or more of a mother in ways that you've never thought that you could or that you would. He may be giving you a different perspective on things. So I want you to find out, what is it that's causing you to be overwhelmed? You may have just gotten into an argument with your husband or with a family member or with a friend. Something, whatever it is causing you to be overwhelmed. Find out what that is. When you find out what that is, take a deep breath. Breathe it out. Take a deep breath. Breathe it out. And then I want you to go into my third tip, which is say a prayer. The Father desires relationship with us. He cares about every little detail of our lives. If it's important to us, if it's affecting us, whether it be negatively or positively, in any type of a way, He cares about it. And if you're feeling that your mind is overcome with emotion, you're feeling overwhelmed, you may have had some loved one that's passed away and you're feeling that overwhelm of grief, I want to encourage you today to say a prayer. In 1 Peter 5:7, it says, casting all your care upon Him, for He cares for you. The Father cares for you. He cares about everything pertaining to your life, personally, spiritually, professionally. He cares about it all. And He wants us to come to Him as a father, just as your natural father. If you had a father that was in your life and who reached out and who showed you love and who was a protector and provider, that's the same way the Father is to us. Some may not have had that experience of a father's love, but I'm here to tell you that our Father, our God in heaven, He is a Father of love. He is a Father that cares about everything that's concerning you, everything that affects you negatively, everything that affects you positively. He cares about it. So you can say a prayer and pour out your feelings unto Him. Pour out what those thoughts that are bothering you, whatever it is that's causing you to feel this overwhelm. Let Him know. He wants you to say a prayer prayer. He wants you to come to him and just express your emotions to him. Express your feelings to him. Let him know what's on your mind and be truthful with him. And let him know that I'm feeling grief. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling a lack of faith and a lack of trust. I'm feeling these negative emotions, and give it all to him. Because what's going to happen is when you come to him in prayer, he's taking all of the burden on him. He's taking all of the feelings on him. Now, granted, you may not necessarily feel it at that moment, but the longer you pray, the more you express your feelings to him, you'll begin to feel a peace. Because what you're doing now, and this goes into my fourth tip, is that you're now releasing it. Everything that's causing a disturbance to your peace, it must be released. And by you going to him in prayer, by you expressing your emotions, by you expressing your feelings, the things that are bothering you, the things that have a negative impact on your peace, that have a negative impact on your mental state, on your physical state, as you go to him in prayer and you release it, you're going to begin to feel a burden lifted off of you. Now, does it negate the fact that you still have responsibilities? No, it doesn't. But it helps you to be able to manage it. It gives you a clarity of mind. It gives you mental focus. Because one thing is that the Father is not the author of confusion. So if you're walking around in confusion, if you're walking around and you don't understand what's going on, or you don't know how to rest those negative feelings and those negative emotions that are bothering you, then you are walking around in confusion. And that's not of God. So when you begin to release your emotions and your feelings unto him, it releases that burden. It gives you enough time to be able to process the feelings that you're going through, but also to release them so that you can better function, so that you can be more productive, so that you can be a better wife, a better mom, a better daughter, a better sister, so that you can be better at what it is you're trying to do, whether that's working on your business and getting more clients, whether that's teaching your child in homeschool. No matter what the situation is, when you begin to release the overwhelm by praying to the Father, it allows you to be able to function properly, and it also gives you a peace. Isaiah 26:3, it says that he will keep you in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on him because he trusts in thee. When you can go to the Father with all of your feelings and with all of your emotions and just pour out everything unto him in prayer, it shows that you trust him, that you may not understand what's going on. You may not know exactly why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, but once you go to him in prayer, once you lay everything all out to him and let him know how you truly feel, let him know what you're truly going through, you'll begin to feel a sense of peace, because it shows that, Father, even though I don't understand what's happening, even though I'm a little bit confused about what's going on, I know that confusion is not of you. I know, Father, that what these negative thoughts and these negative emotions that I'm feeling are not of you. So I trust you with them. I trust you with my children. I trust you with my husband. I trust you with my family. I trust you with my business. I trust you with my job. I trust you with my finances. And you put all of those things over to the Father because he cares for you, because he cares for every detail of your life, because he cares for everything that's concerning you. You'll begin to feel a peace. And that's one of the things that happened to me this week when I began to feel that overwhelm, because I was thinking of all of the things that God was requiring me to do to promote myself and to push myself out. And I began to kind of shy away because I don't want to be in the foreground. I do want to help women. I do want to speak into their lives. I do want to see the results that I know that I can give them, that I know that the Father will give them. But in order for me to do that, I have to push myself out. So I had to pray and release all of those things. And I have such a great peace. And I pray today for those of you that are out there who are feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling overcome with whatever the negative emotion is, whatever the negative circumstance is, whatever the situation is in your life right now. I speak peace over you, and I pray that as you go to the Father, as you pray and as you release those things, that you'll begin to feel His presence like never before, that you'll begin to have clarity about your next steps, that you'll begin to receive a greater focus that will show you what your next steps are, what you are to do, so that you can move forward and not get stuck in a place of overwhelm that will cause you to not move forward in Him, to not move forward productively in the way that you're supposed to. Those are my 4 tips. The first one is just breathe. Take time and just breathe. Take time and just breathe. Lock yourself away and just breathe. Second is get to the root. What's causing your overwhelm? What's causing you to be overcome? What is it that has you in the feelings that you're in? Thirdly is say a prayer. Cast all your cares upon the Father, because He does care for you. And the fourth one is release it. When you go to Him in prayer, you're releasing it, but you're also releasing it off of you. And you're accepting His peace of mind. You're accepting His peace in your spirit. And you're bringing in more focus, more clarity of what your next steps are and what He desires for you to do to come out of that overwhelm. And I didn't want to be before you all long today, but I just wanted to come and encourage you. This is what I was feeling this week myself, going through it. But I always know that if I'm going through it, somebody else is going through it, and that I need to share my experience, the things that I went through, so that I can better help you, and so that you will be able to move forward into all that God is calling you to do, all that He's calling you to be. So if you have questions or you need prayer and you desire to send a prayer request, contact me at info@veronicascurry.com. And if you haven't already, definitely follow Pampered Thoughts Podcast on Facebook and Instagram at Pampered Thoughts, and Twitter at I Am Pampered. If you've liked the podcast, you've liked what you've heard, you share it with someone else. Share it with another sister who may be overwhelmed because she has a lot of kids and just needs help, just needs encouragement, or maybe struggling in her marriage and just needs help. Whatever it is, just share it with another sister, share it with another princess, so that she can be pampered, so that her thoughts will be pampered, and that she will have a good day today. Once again, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your time to hear what I have to say. And I hope that it has empowered you to move forward into all that God is calling for you to be and to do. Move out of your comfort zone and into what God has for you. And with that being said, stay pampered. Thanks for joining us this week on the Pampered Thoughts Podcast. Be sure to visit us at www.pamperedthoughts.com, where you can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or RSS, so you'll never miss a show. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Pampered Thoughts, and on Twitter at I Am Pampered. As always, subscribe to the show to catch a new episode every week. And if you found value in the show, please leave a rating on iTunes and tell a friend about us. We want to continue to bring you the episodes you love. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, stay pampered.